What if I told you there's this hidden superpower that the most successful companies in the world all share? And no, it's not some secret tech or a genius marketing plan. It's something way more fundamental, an absolutely unbreakable commitment to industrial safety. So in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and see why this isn't just about a rule book. It's the very foundation of a great business.
This quote, this isn't just a nice thing to say. It's a principle that was forged in the fire and tragedy of the Industrial Revolution. For way too long, progress was literally paid for with people's lives. This statement is a powerful declaration that those days are over. It's the ethical bedrock that all modern safety standards are built on.
And that idea, that ethical principle, it leads us right to the single most powerful reason for safety there is, the human reason. Because behind every single statistic, every rule, every financial report, there are people, real people. And for every one of them, the right to go home at the end of the day is completely 100% non-negotiable.
Just think about it for a second. At the end of the day, what really truly matters? Is it the production numbers, the profit margins, or is it the simple, profound fact that every single person on your team gets to go home to their loved ones? Because if we fail at that, we failed at everything. It's really that simple.
And look, safety is not a one-person job. It's a team sport. Think of it like a chain, right? It's only as strong as its weakest link. From the CEO all the way down to the newest person on the line, every single person has a critical role to play in keeping that chain strong. Because when an accident happens, the impact is felt so far beyond the factory walls, it sends these devastating shockwaves through entire families and communities.
But let's be honest, a moral compass isn't always enough to guide every ship. And that's exactly why the law has stepped in, transforming industrial safety from something you should do to something you absolutely must do. In India, the entire game changed. And let me tell you, the stakes have never, ever been higher.
For years, safety regulations in India were kind of all over the place, sometimes outdated. But the OSHWC code, it brought everything under one powerful umbrella. But the real game changer, the part with real teeth, is this idea of personal liability. It means that for the first time, the people in charge can't just hide behind the company name. They are personally on the hook for the safety of their workers.
And we're not talking about a simple slap on the wrist here. We're talking about consequences that can absolutely cripple a company and literally send its leaders to jail. Just look at this. The message from the government could not be clearer. If you gamble with your workers' lives, you are risking your business and your own freedom.
Okay, the threat of legal action is a huge motivator, for sure. But it's not the only reason to make safety a priority. There's another equally powerful argument that speaks directly to the bottom line. And honestly, it's one that a lot of businesses are still dangerously unaware of.
Have you ever really wondered what the true cost of a workplace accident is? It's a classic analogy, but it's one of the best ways to understand this. Picture an iceberg. The part you see sticking out of the water, that represents the obvious, direct costs of an accident. Medical bills, compensation, that kind of thing. But just like a real iceberg, the most dangerous part is what you can't see. It's the massive, hidden costs lurking right below the surface.
So let's actually break this down. Those direct costs, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Then you get to the indirect costs. We're talking lost productivity, damaged equipment, legal fees. This is where the real financial pain starts, multiplying the initial cost by up to 10 times. But the real killer, the part that can truly sink a company, are the uninsured costs. A shattered reputation, losing customer trust. Now we're talking about a financial hit that can be up to 40 times bigger than the initial accident. It's staggering.
And let's put a real price tag on that iceberg. In India, the average cost of a single fatal accident is a mind-blowing 2.5 crore rupees. Just let that number sink in for a moment. That is not just a number on a spreadsheet. That is a potential death blow to a company. All of a sudden, investing in safety doesn't seem like an expense anymore, does it? It's the best insurance policy you could ever buy.
But here's the real mind shift. This is where it gets really interesting. Safety isn't just about playing defense, avoiding all that bad stuff we just talked about. It's actually about playing offense. It's about actively building a business that's not just safer, but stronger, smarter, and way more successful.
In today's world, a great safety record is like a secret weapon. You want to attract the best talent out there? A safe workplace is a magnet for top performers. You want to win over those big ESG investors? Well, they're looking at safety as a key sign of a well-run company. You want to be a player on the global stage? A world-class safety record is your ticket in. Seriously,
Safety is no longer a cost center. It's a profit center.
Okay, so we've made the case for why safety is an absolute game changer. So now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What does industrial safety actually mean when the rubber hits the road? What's the playbook for creating a workplace where everyone gets to go home safe every single day?
The best way to think of industrial safety is like a force field. Yeah, a force field. It's this system of protection that surrounds your workers, your equipment, your entire operation. It's not about reacting to accidents after they happen. It's about being proactive, about stopping them from ever happening in the first place. And that ultimate goal is super simple. Make sure that force field is so strong that everyone gets home safe, every single day.
So how do you build this force field? Well, it's not a one-time thing. It's a whole system. It all starts with the big picture, the policies, the rules of the game. Then you get into the specifics, the playbook for every single task. You build safety right into the DNA of your workplace with smart design and engineering. You train your team to be safety superstars. And finally, and this is probably the most important part, you create a culture where safety is everyone's #1 priority. It's a step-by-step process, but the results, they're totally transformational.
And that brings us full circle, right back to where we started. This isn't just about business, it's about humanity. It's about honoring the fundamental right of every single person to go to work and come home in one piece. It's about the families waiting for them, the communities that depend on them. It's all about that simple, powerful idea that no job is worth a human life.
So, I'm going to leave you with this challenge. When you go back to your workplace tomorrow, look at it with fresh eyes. Is safety a living, breathing part of your culture, or is it just a poster on the wall? Because the answer to that question could be the difference between a thriving business and a tragedy just waiting to happen. The choice is yours.